In our family, we have had several swimmers, and it would be so nice if we can just take them to swim practice and know that the pool's not broken down that day, or we have to drive across 2 cities to go to a different pool so they can have practice.
Since I've been the head coach, the girls team's been 7 years now. It's broken at least once a year while I've been coach. Usually every August. This season it's broken 3 times.
Since it was built in 1994, the Okemos High School pool has been a practice area for the boys and girls high school teams. Although it is not regulation according to the USA swimming rules, falling short in more than a few aspects, it has been enough. Now, 20 years after it was built, it is falling apart. The gutters are moldy, the equipment is rusty, and the pool breaks constantly. As the aquatics teams grow, there is less and less space and time available for each group. With the lifeguarding class that the school offers, boys and girls water polo and swimming, and Spartan Swim Club, there is nowhere near enough space for any community activities whatsoever. Though Okemos is generally regarded as affluent, the Okemos High School pool is the only functioning pool open for public use in the entire area. The Chippewa and Kenowa Middle School pools were both closed in recent years due to funding deficits. This means that the only pool available for the high school and middle school aquatics teams to practice in is the OHS pool. Not only that, the natatorium is too small to accommodate more than 2 teams at a time. With a 6-lane, shallow deep format, only about 60 swimmers can fit at a time. This is nowhere near enough space for a public pool. There are also not enough time slots available for community use. The only other team that is able to use the pool is Spartan Swim Club.
The pool being terrible really affects how I swim. There's no place to warm down during meets, and it makes your muscles 10 times more sore than they should be when you have to swim another event after your first one.
I mean, after races, have to go out to the track and do a lap, and that sucks because not only do I not belong on the track, but I've fallen, so, I mean, that's not good.
The temperature's always off, and it makes you perform terribly because it's so hot in there.
Also during sets, I mean, the pool is really small, so if we want to do a specialty set, I'm a flyer, but I have to swim, maybe in a lane with Alex, who's a breaststroker, and it's hard to do that because the team is so big.
Practice gets canceled a ton, which is such a hassle because the pool never works.
When the pool is warm, I mean, it's really hard to get a good workout in because I'll be going slow times, but I'm so tired because the heat is just, it exhausts you.
For water polo, I'm not able to actually warm up, and the pool's not even regulation size.
I mean, then I don't get as good of a workout as I can have in, and that affects my performance for when I swim and, the team as a whole.
It makes me swim and play a whole lot worse than I could if we had a good pool.
Our first option is to renovate the Okemos High School pool and the Chippewa pool. The Okemos pool is in desperate need of restoration. It has broken down 3 times in the past 4 months, and the fixes have been temporary solutions, not permanent ones. The pool will continue to break down if something is not done, inconveniencing the high school athletes and the custodians that have to continually come in and try and make the pool safe to be in. Each individual pool would still be only 6 lanes, which is small for a big swim meet, and shallow deep, which is not ideal for water polo games, but it would be an improvement. 2 pools would allow multiple activities to happen at one time, and it would slow the deterioration of each pool because the usage would not be as harsh.
I think the biggest issue that most people are unaware of is there's no Okemos community-based learn to swim programs in the entire area, just because there is no pool availability. Because this pool, as small as it is, as old as it is, gets used a lot. We make sure there's always something going on, however, that's mostly just for the varsity programs.
If one pool was to break down, there would be another pool in the community to use. This would be helpful because at the moment there is only one pool in Okemos for community use, and if it stops working, high school teams have to go to East Lansing or Hazlet. This is especially inconvenient because many of the underclassmen cannot drive, so their parents are then responsible for driving back and forth to a pool that is not in Okemos for twice-a-day practices. 2 pools are necessary to adequately serve athletes in the community because of the high school team's rigorous practice schedule. There are 4 high school aquatic teams: girls swimming, girls water polo, and boys water polo. Each of these teams has 2 practices a day, 5 days a week, and 1 practice on Saturdays, in addition to meets and games. This leaves little to no time for lifeguard training classes and Spartan Swim Club, let alone community use. If there were two pools, the community would be able to use it for swim lessons, fitness classes, and open swim. In East Lansing, the community had the same issue. They built the Hannah Community Center from a public school that was no longer in use, and it has been a huge success. 120,000 people visited this center last year.
I think our pool, I think we're fortunate to have the pool that we have, you know. Obviously, there's some pools out there that are deemed better than our pool, but you know what, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of schools that don't have a pool, and they would love to have the pool that we have, so I think we have a really good pool, and we've had some really good student athletes that have competed in that pool, and had some good coaches that have helped us keep the pool up, and our custodial staff does a great job as well with the pool, so I'm pleased.
Our second option is to build a community pool for Okemos. This would allow the community to build a pool that would directly fit its needs. For high school swimmers, this would mean an 8-lane pool with a separate diving well with bigger stands. This would provide more space in practice, a place to warm down in meets, and seating for bigger meets that Okemos would then be able to host. For water polo, this would mean a full deep pool which is vital for practice and meets. The community would benefit from a community pool because it would provide a place for exercise, swim lessons, and leisure. Right now, there are 4 pools in Okemos. These can be found at Court 1, the East Hampton Inn and Suites, Fairfield Inn, and Okemos High School. 2 of these locations are at hotels which are not open to the public, and 1 is at a gym which is also not open to the public. Building a community pool would help the aquatics teams by giving access to a bigger pool, but it would also be beneficial to the community.
I support a community pool. I believe that it helps generate a community in general and improves the quality of the life in the community. It certainly enhances the property values of the community. It also provides a facility for the physical and mental well-being of those members of the community, and it can also create an environment in which young people and old people can all go to and play and exercise together.
In Holland, Michigan, a community center exists that has 8 lanes as well as a diving well and play structure. It houses the boys and girls aquatics teams and offers open swim and special events for the public. The Okemos High School pool would still need to be renovated in this scenario, but it would last for a longer time. The reason the high school pool continually breaks down is because of the large amounts of traffic which the pool cannot handle.
Our 2 options are to restore the Okemos High School pool and the Chippewa Middle School pool, or to restore the Okemos High School pool and build a community pool. Either way, the pool at the high school is in need of renovation. The pros of restoring Chippewa would be that it would be faster and more convenient. The benefits to building a new pool would be that it could be tailored to the needs of the athletic teams and the community. Both of these solutions would lessen the strain on the Okemos High School pool and provide more space and time for practices and the community.